Whoa.
So cold
What was
open.
I'm not certain what's going on. I don't know what to do with my hands, but I do know that I like living at Pleasure Island with Coconut Pete. And I am now able to rep the man, the myth, the legend, 365 days a year. I'm not guaranteeing that this shirt is going to get washed much because I'm going to be wearing it all the time.
Mike, how many paella recipes have you looked up this week? Be honest.
I'm losing track.
Over or under 4? Over under 4.5?
Probably under.
Under? Okay.
But there's only one that matters, and that's coconut peach paella. What is the secret ingredient in coconut peach paella? Coconut peach paella?
Scallops?
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
For roping.
I like that. You're a jabroni. Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
Hi guys.
was it?
What's up, Juice?
Was it scallops?
Yeah. It's Wednesday night. We're all hanging out.
Coconuts.
And
Parmesan.
Parmesan. And Charles in Charge is coming as well.
Charles in Charge. One
Just
more
gonna go
than he
ahead
asked
and
for on a
drag
Wednesday
this one for the next hour. Let's go, guys.
night. Oh man.
It's
So-
Wednesday night. It's What the Show. My name is AJ Lancaster. I'm one of the co-hosts.
And you've got
Yes, you are.
just one deacon tonight because we are in full-blown recovery from quite a chaotic weekend in Florida. And Bethany has been struggling to stay awake past 10 o'clock after all the chaos we went through. So she's taking tonight off. But you're stuck with me, so I'm so very sorry about that.
And there's me. Pro Parmesan after a traumatic experience with Parmesan. You heard that right. That I will tell.
Parmesan or
Well,
All right, Pete, by the
Wednesday.
way. Legend.
PG and Parmesan.
yeah. Yeah, which is a story I can get into at any point tonight.
Let's do
if
it.
We'd
Just
like to.
dive right in.
We can dive right in if we want to. All right. Let me clear my throat. Take a cough. Clear it up. Take a sip of
Everybody,
beer.
just clear your throats out. For the audio listeners, let's make this as uncomfortable as possible for you.
Yeah. You audio
All right.
listeners, you freaks.
Anybody got some pickle up into the microphones?
Anybody got a cough drop?
I've got a plastic bag in my backpack.
A lozenge.
A lozenge. So, all right. So, as of like a month and a half, 2 months ago, somewhere in there, I don't keep track of time. I've been working at a new restaurant. I no longer work at this weird, fancy whiskey cocktail bar. I work at just kind of a normal, upscale restaurant, still in the same golf resort of Kohler. But my boss, the main manager, had some family or like a family thing she wanted to go to. So she had a different manager from a different restaurant essentially fill in for her for a few hours while she was at her family thing before she came. So our restaurant has pizza. However, that doesn't mean we have like a pizzas on our menu. That doesn't mean that they want you to just call in and build your own pizza, FYI. So if you make any kind of substitute, got to run it by the kitchen, which
Right.
is just how it is, I guess. So, so with that, My 4th of July. Not the actual 4th of July, but the 4th of July where they shot off fireworks, because on actual 4th of July it rained. So like the day people are actually celebrating 4th of July, I'm at work, and this new manager is kind of filling in, and I get handed a to-go order. We have a sausage and pepperoni pizza on the menu, and I get handed to go. No sausage, or sorry, no pepperoni, just the sausage, but add black olives. And so I'm like, okay. I like go to like our host. I'm like, I don't know if we have black olives. And the manager is like, which I didn't know he took the order. He's like, oh, like this is a pizza place. How do we not have black olives? I'm like, I'll go check real quick. But like, I know like we don't just have normal black olives, but like I'll go see what we got. So I go to the kitchen. I'm like, hey guys, do we have black olives? No. Yes.
Yes. Oh.
And I'm like, I walk out and I'm like, I got a mixed response. So I go back in. I'm like, all right, what do we have?
Ambiguous.
They're like, we don't have black olives. We have Kalamata olives. It's like, I go back and talk to the manager. I'm like, all right. Should we call him? Should we ask? I'm like, no, let's just throw like the Kalamata on. I don't know. I'm not sure what we should do. Kalamatas, black olives, whatever. Let's just throw them on. I go back to the kitchen. I'm like, throw the Kalamatas on. We're sending it. So we do it. We throw them on. Here we go. Sausage, Kalamata black olive pizza coming right up. The guy comes a little bit later. We're chatting with him. Very nice guy at this point. He's talking about I'm filling out like an updated recipe thing, and I'm telling like a trainee about some drinks. And he chimes in with like, oh, have you ever seen that Bill Murray sketch of him? Somebody orders a whiskey sour. He's like, oh, yeah, here you go. And he hands him a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's a fun. I'm like, all right, yeah, funny. Yeah, that's great. So the pizza comes up. He pays for it, everything. All right. We have a beautiful black olive sausage pizza. Set it before him. He opens it up and says, I asked for no Parmesan. And I'm like, know that. But yeah, Parmesan comes on. He's like, I specifically asked not for Parmesan. I'm like, well.
So this motherfucker hates pepperoni and Parmesan.
Well, I'll get there.
Okay.
So, yes and no. So my first like reaction is like, okay, we can definitely make you a new one with no Parmesan, but like, obviously you're going to have to wait like 15 minutes or whatever. Like, is that okay? And he didn't really answer. He just kind of was like, ranting a little bit, and then I guess he was like, okay, well, we did like it was not only was it not supposed to be Parmesan, he actually did want pepperoni but not sausage. So somehow in the phone call that also, but he didn't notice that till like 2 minutes after ranting about Parmesan. So the Parmesan being on the pizza way overshadowed the fact that there wasn't pepperoni on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
one of those things is easier to notice than
I know.
Right.
I know.
Right.
So we grabbed the manager. We're like, all right, well, obviously, like, we'll refund you. You can just take the pizza if you would like to. Like, just take it. We'll refund you. No charge. You know, you can just take the pizza, or you can wait and we'll make you a new one. You know, just what you want for no charge. And he's like, well, it's like, I don't have time to wait. We're like, okay, well, yeah, then you can have the pizza. Sorry about that. Nobody's going to eat this pizza in my house because there's Parmesan on it. And we're like, okay.
Yep.
Like basically, like if you don't want to wait for a new pizza and you're not going to take that, like
You get your money back.
you no charge. Like I don't know. I was just like there's nothing we can do. Like you can have this great pizza, and he's like, nobody in my house will eat this because of Parmesan. So he leaves. So, anyways, I got a free, amazing black olive and sausage with Parmesan
Not
pizza
black
to
olive,
eat
Kalamata olive.
with Kalamata, the higher quality black olive.
Yeah,
But-
the arguably the better option.
The better option.
Also, who puts pepperoni and olive together without any sort of like mid ingredient? Like
That is a weird.
like sausage and olive I can get because there's like the more meatiness, less saltiness of the like that is
Yeah.
so incredibly salty with just pepperoni and just olive.
It was a weird. Yeah, William's got a great point. Like, we're complaining about cheese.
It was Italian
Granted-
cheese though, it wasn't Wisconsin cheese.
Yeah, but it's still mozzarella. It's all
Right.
Italian cheese and pizza. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. Obviously, like miscommunication on the phone between the manager and them. But like I love the fact that like because I also am like, okay, this guy is obviously never going to come back. I kind of wanted to be like, hey, there are these restaurants. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they actually specifically make you custom pizzas. Papa John's, Domino's, like
Pizza Hut.
Choppers, Pizza Hut. Like you just call them and say, hey, I want this on a pizza, and they make it for you. This is like a I
Like a
don't,
restaurant.
yeah, like I would just go there, and it's probably a lot cheaper too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, do you think that's like a proximity thing or
yeah, well, if you're not willing to wait 15 minutes to get your dinner, how are you going to produce another dinner within 15 minutes?
Right.
That's another one of my questions.
I
have several questions.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure it was a proximity thing. Like, I'm sure they live closer to us than anywhere else, but like, it's not like anywhere else is that far. Like,
Right.
we have a pretty big town right next door.
Yeah, what else do you do you guys still have his like customer info at the restaurant? Could we get him on the show? I want to hear the entire reasoning on this.
We don't take Collins ever, but we'll make an exception.
If I thought about it, I only know his first name. I won't say it.
Call
that
the
matters.
restaurant, see if they still have like his order info. We'll see if we can send him the link.
What's his name?
We
Jake?
had his phone number. No, we had his phone number at one point. I guess there's no way we still have it. Maybe I could search through like a caller ID. Wonder how
Y'all
long
remember when
it
the show
tracks
was
it.
going to be about movie news?
But what did Parmesan like do to this guy's family?
I don't
That,
know.
like-
The whole family is not down.
Nobody will eat this. Like, it's almost like he's trying to make a point, which doesn't really track because, like, we just get to eat that pizza, so we kind of come out on top.
Like,
So, like,
And-
yeah, like, who wouldn't just take the pizza?
you think that there's one kid in his family who does like Parmesan, but
Oh,
he kind of
100%.
fucking hates that kid?
Like, I don't remember ever being a time where pizza was like pizza would be available, and it wouldn't always be my favorite pizza, but at least it was pizza, and I was pretty much always happy eating it.
Ooh, what's the worst pizza you guys have ever had? I think I got this one, like, bar none. I'm going to go last on this. Worst pizza you could ever recall. What toppings, like that kind of thing?
That's a good question.
Mine is green olive, sauerkraut, ham, and pineapple.
Why?
That's weird.
So there used to be a pizza place in my mall, and like they're just like, "Hey, we're giving out some pizzas," and that was the pizza they gave us. I don't know if somebody
Gosh.
ordered a bunch of like bogus pizzas that with like
Probably.
shitty toppings and didn't pick them up, kind of thing. Like it was a prank, and then they just decided to give the food away. They're like, "Yeah, we'll take a free pizza," and we open it up, and it's that.
I've had some Domino's that was just the crust was just cardboard. There was just no
Domino's in the when we order Domino's, it's not that I'm saying Domino's is great now, but if you ordered Domino's like 15, 20 years ago, that was awful.
Yeah, they did their rebrand during my freshman year of college, right around like 2010, and it was like Domino's went from like worse to, oh damn, this is $6 pizzas, and this is this good. Hell yeah, I'll take it all day.
Like right now, actually, like if, I don't regularly get the big chain pizzas too frequently, but like of them, I'm actually led to say Papa John's might be the worst at this point.
All right, just gonna go ahead and time out Jake, because sauerkraut and sausage, just a sauerkraut and sausage pie, is a holy experience.
I love to. Nick Iacovetta was banned and their comments were removed. It's wonderful. It's just a good day when that happens.
Oh, timed out. Like YouTube, calm your shit.
It says banned.
Yeah, it's just a timeout. Just a timeout.
I was gonna say with the pizza though, like I remember as a kid, I went to a Domino's birthday party where everybody got to make their own pizza, and just like when all of them came out, that might be up there for the worst pizzas ever.
Oh man,
doing all the pizza down, no good, no bueno, no bueno, no bueno. But like it's so tough to find anything that's like a chain that has consistent quality unless you're at 2 a.m. like, yeah, they're open, you know. That's the only time you ever get excited for like Domino's. I will say we had a pretty cool thing. We have a place around here. It's called Stoner's Pizza. They're decent. They're not like the best thing in the world, but they're good. They're decent pizza. And they always have a special there that's buy one get one free. And if you order it through Uber, obviously it's a little bit more like if you get it delivered. But Uber this week had a 50% off your full order deal. So I was getting 2 pizzas and garlic knots with delivery and tip for like $15.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Still waiting. Still haven't had pizza since the hospital visit, man. Yeah. Until I get that right one. It's going to be...
You got to be in New York.
Oh, God.
I'll tell another bad...
Bethany, are you in the chat? Because you got
to get that pizza and that grape soda, and then you're going to be like, I'm in New York.
So there's the barcade in Milwaukee that I really like to go to has a built-in pizza window. And you think this is fantastic. Pizza, with barcade, playing games, eating pizza. What could be better? Well, the pizza could be better. It's not great. And like I don't have a super high standard for pizza. It's just got to be decent. And maybe it's the fact that like you're paying $5 for a slice and that slice is not great. So
it can't be chewy. Like that's the worst thing, or cardboardy. Like
I think it goes back to more of the cardboard. It's just a thin cardboard layer. It's like it's not that the toppings aren't bad. It's just not a good consistent like.
Got to get a good chew on the crust.
Yeah, it's got to have some kind of chewy. Like the crust has to have a little bit of crunch to it. The bottom layer doesn't have to be like. I don't want it too soggy, but I don't want it too hard either. Like it's got to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Like when people do their like internet pizza reviews, like the Portnays and stuff, it's like, okay, but a little flop is good.
Right, a little, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking like 1 being as floppy as it gets and 5 being cardboard, like a 2 is ideal, I think.
Yeah.
But Anyways,
Some
yeah,
movies.
it is interesting. I actually watched the Portnoy. I don't watch him religiously, but the one where he got into the fight with the owner came up on my recommended videos, which was like a year ago.
Oh, I
So
think
I watched it, and it that particular video is pretty funny because there's a lot of other stuff going on in addition to him fighting the owner of the pizza, the guy of the year, whatever his name was. I forget whatever his name was. I got Rod of the Year or whatever his name was, and he just kept on saying it in the background. But I keep getting Portnoy reviews in my algorithm now because of that.
Mm.
And it's
You watch one and then it's the only
you get 50, yeah. So it's just, I'm not the biggest Portnoy fan. I mean, that one video is quite entertaining, honestly.
Well, and there's just something that if you guys just been scrolling through and you get to see dudes just reviewing food and it's just I'm watching a dude just eat and talk, do a good job of eating, and
right.
give things arbitrary numbers. This is weird.
Oh, speaking of arbitrary numbers, I forgot to do the update.
That's how we segue back into movies.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. I have the as of today, as of Monday list because I did not find yesterday's numbers today for whatever reason. We have 12 movies out at this point. AJ, you still remain in last place with 12 out of 12 at the moment because Buck did beat you in 3 days with Maxine. Maxine beat all Back to Black's box office in 3 days, and Maxine might not make 15 million.
Yep.
Juice, you are currently in 10th with Taro. Bethany is in 9th with Furiosa. The most interesting one on the list right now is Fall Guy and Garfield. So Garfield is still in 8th and Fall Guy is in 7th. Apparently, Garfield lost more theaters than Fall Guys, so Garfield almost caught it, and now Fall Guy is getting further ahead of it. So I think Moose is actually going to be ahead of Jacob in the draft.
Hey.
Quiet Place Day 1 is currently in 6th. That's probably going to move up because it's doing pretty well. Right now in 5th is If with Larry Payne. Despicable Me 4 debuts at number 4 for PLD. He will probably be in 2nd place by the end of the week. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes currently 3rd for Chance. Bad Boys Ride or Die somehow in 2nd place for Jeremiah Morris right now. And Inside Out 2 for PJ Campbell. Looks like it's getting him the number 1 pick.
And the only movie I've seen of these is Maxine.
I enjoyed it. Don't. It wasn't anything that was groundbreaking or anything to me, but it was an enjoyable movie.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin
had
Bacon
the
is
time of his fucking life.
chewing scenery. He's playing Benoit Blanc as the character he's playing. Basically, he is Foghorn Leghorning it
as Jake from Chinatown.
Yeah,
it's so good. He is just ridiculous.
Giancarlo
Esposito
is also chewing scenery in almost every scene he's in. He's not in it quite as prominently, but every time he's on screen, he's like, "Oh, it's my turn. All right, here we go." I enjoyed Maxine. I thought it was a fun movie. Wasn't as much of a horror movie as Pearl and X were. Has its moments, but it's more like a crime tale in Hollywood. I guess
more like a Brian De Palma kind of crime thriller kind of thing. Kind of like a crime noir, but instead of from the detective's point of view, it's from Maxine's, which I think is cool. I like that perspective.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think you'd dig Maxine, Juice, even if you didn't.
Probably would.
Knowing your
I've seen the other
taste
two, so
yeah, knowing your taste in movies, I think this would be up your alley. Actually,
it's playing in 45 minutes. If I leave as soon as the show ends, I can get it. I can get there in time.
It's kind of Scorsese-like. It seems like you're man.
I think it would be up your alley.
I also got my second movie ticket of the summer tonight. I'm going to be seeing Longlegs on Tuesday.
Oh, and then you're seeing Twisters next week too. You're seeing 2 movies
multiple
in the theater?
times.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Twisters multiple times.
We might
I
actually
ordered a.
go and watch.
Oh, I ordered a cowboy hat this week.
Oh my god! You better be wearing that next Wednesday.
Oh, I will.
So we have our. I don't know if yours is, but our theater is showing it next Wednesday. So we think we are going to go and come in hot from seeing Twisters. So
if I have early access, I will definitely do that.
That's what we have on Wednesday. I believe local Eastern time, 7:00. Most likely, that's the showtime Bethany and I will wind up going to. And next week, by the way, Brennan Buckingham will be joining us because the Receiver series on Netflix dropped today, which Bethany and I have watched the first 2 episodes. We'll talk more about it next week, obviously with Buck. But yeah, he asked me a while back when Receiver comes out, can I come on? So obviously, Brennan Buckingham's always welcome on the show, so he will be joining us next week. The Receiver, again, we're only 2 episodes in. Nothing like too crazy to report on yet, but I'm sure that will change.
I don't know. I still think that the greatest NFL wide receiver was snubbed for this, and that's Sean Stellato, Tommy DeVito's
Oh yes, Sean Stellato. Like, I don't know. Anytime this guy makes himself public at all, it's worth seeing. Like, the man knows how to market himself without marketing himself. You're like, here I am.
He is literally the NFL's Bobby Gucci.
Yes, that's just such a fair comparison. I said to AJ in one of our group chats today, I'm like, that dude belongs on an episode of Always Sunny. As himself.
Right.
He doesn't have to act. He just be himself. So
Absolutely.
I had a very interesting situation this past Sunday. Bethany and I were on our last day. We were visiting my family for my dad's birthday. We were going to leave on Sunday, travel back to Savannah because it's supposed to be a 4.5-hour drive. It took us 6-ish hours that day. It was pretty brutal, and we had the dog with us, so that was lots of fun. But we wake up in the morning, and 2 of us go, and we go downstairs to have some meat before we go in. And, of course, the morning news is on, and Joe Biden shows up on screen. And my father looks at me as my mom's about to start a rant. He's like, you can change the channel. So I just grab the remote and I look and I see they have a smart TV that has like all the apps built in. And I see Freevee. I'm like, I click on Freevee because I'm like, there's going to be something on there. And one of the first things that I see on there, like the screen pops up and it's like live TV and it says Charles in charge. And I'm like, Juice would be so happy right now. And I put Charles in charge on to get the politics off the TV. And wouldn't you know it, my 2 parents, who are both 73 years old, get sucked into Charles.
Yes.
Allowing Bethany and I to just go along with our day.
I mean, that was primetime TV when they were in their 30s.
So the best part about this is Bethany, I went upstairs to go move some stuff around, pack some things that we had, and Bethany sent me a text. She's like, first off, Zach Morris is on screen. And second, your parents are thoroughly engaged. So apparently Mark Gosselaar, baby Mark Paul, is on an episode of Charles in Charge.
Wait, that's who is that?
So Zach Morris from
Right.
Saved by the Bell.
Right. Oh, man. I want to see if I can pull it.
The episode. All right, let's see if you can pull it. Yeah.
Nah.
So
If
Charles
you start talking about it, we'll see if I can.
supervising. There's supposed to be a party at their house that he's trying to break up, and he's also supposed to be making a presentation at the same time.
Yeah.
And they're also on a date, if I'm not mistaken. So he's trying to go between the 3 different places. I watched about 5 minutes of the episode, but I think I got the gist of it.
Okay. I know that episode.
This sounds
I don't
like
remember
every
Zach
episode
Morris.
of the show that I've heard
It
of.
pretty much is. But there's one specific one where it's literally like, well, no, and then there's another one where it's like His yeah, there's a bunch of them where it's like, all right, Charles, do this. Okay. All right, Charles, do this. Okay. All right, Charles, do this. And it all like accumulates at one point.
So the question I have, and I don't know this answer because I did not revisit it, and I will look it up at some point. I don't know if Freevee just has a channel that shows old shows, or if there is a Charleston Charge channel. Because if you do go on like Freevee or Tubi or Roku and all that, and they have their actually like they have these channels that are specifically for an individual show, and I think it might have actually been an all Charles channel. Hi, Jesse. So, like, I think it actually might have been a channel that just showed Charles all day. Charles in charge all day.
Interesting.
Just saved your family.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was just so funny because I saw it and I immediately thought of Juice. You'll be so proud of me right now.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember the last time, honestly, that I don't remember the last time I watched Charles. Like, Charles in Charge was on in the afternoons after school when I was young, in the late 80s and early 90s. So, like, that was on at like 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon on like our local station, the local syndicated station. So I saw it. It wasn't when it was in its first run or anything like that. It was in reruns when I saw it. But I watched it as a kid. I probably seen the majority, if not all of the episodes back then. But it's probably been at least 30 years since I've seen an episode.
I'm not even getting any good GIFs. Like, most of the like you search Charles in Charge GIFs on Google, most of it's like just other shows that are referencing. Yeah, opening credits are like just other shows referencing Charles in Charge.
But the lesson is, go AJ.
I always, whenever somebody brings up Charles in Charge, I always think of the acapella group in Scrubs.
Yes,
theme song.
Charles in Charge.
Oh, nice.
Of our days and our nights. Yeah,
Reliant K, the Christian pop punk band in the 2000s, did the Charles in Charge theme song on their first album.
So what I was going to say though, if anybody is ever having an issue with some boomers and you have access to Freevee, let's put on Charles in Charge. All your problems will go away almost instantaneously.
And Pete Deacon in the chat. Hi, Dad.
Wait, I think I have the perfect GIF for what you just said.
You got it. I believe in you.
That will be your parents when you put on Charles in Charge.
Hey, Charles in Charge.
Like they're building a model ship. Gwendolyn Pierce.
Listen, William, there was like, I didn't have any idea of what I needed to put on. It just so happened to be right in front of me. It was such a perfect moment.
Why is Schindler's List the thing that gets your parents to stop talking about politics, though? Let's dissect that.
I would put on Titanic, but not any Titanic. Titanic with the alternate ending. That really sucked.
That sucks, lady.
Oh
man.
Just what a legend.
Like,
circle back to Coconut Pete. You got this.
Yeah, who knew that that lady, that sucky lady throwing the thing into the ocean would lead to him going back to his hit song and starting an island.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Bill Paxton, you lovely. Oh, wow! I love the quality of this guy.
Kind of that. That's what you get with Charles in Charge.
When you put Charles in Charge on what the show, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Well, we can
I'll just go watch an episode of Charles in Charge.
Do I have any DVDs at mine?
If it's like I said, I don't know if it was just the Charles in Charge station or if it was like a classic TV station. But like, I'm kind of fingers crossed that it was that you could just go on Freevee and it's just always on.
Let's pull it up.
So one of my favorite channels on Freevee is they have, I know this for a fact because I saw it, the Australian version of Wipeout is on 24/7. So it's not even the American version, it's the Australian version.
Probably better.
I don't know. The American version of Wipeout's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
The John Henson and John Anderson are actually very, very funny together. And Jill, whatever her last name was, I'm forgetting it.
Biden?
Jill, yeah, maybe.
Charles?
Gwendolyn?
Buddy?
But yeah, I used to go to my local bar on Thursday nights, had like an extended happy hour on Thursday nights, and Wipeout came on at 8, so it was part of it. And I would literally ask the bartenders to put one TV in front of me onto Wipeout, and within 5 minutes, I'd have everybody sitting at the bar asking for every TV to be on Wipeout.
Oh, nice.
So looking at what's on Freevee right now, the National Lampoon's channel has Dinner for Schmucks.
Okay.
There's Judy Justice on Now Live. The Connors. Grace and Frankie, which I thought was Netflix original.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Duck Dynasty. We've been watching Duck Dynasty. Kardashians. I can't find
That's quite a combo.
here. It's just
So Charles in Charge lasted until 1990. I don't think I ever watched it in regular run, but I did not realize that. I guess I kind of could have.
Yeah, 84 to 90. Yeah, I think 84. It's 5 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, the tail end of it I could have watched in real time.
It's so funny because it's got to be one of the only shows to, other than the main character, have an almost full recast after the first season. Which I
Saved
feel
by the Bell did.
Okay. Yeah.
Saved by the Bell did too, because they kept Zach, Lisa, and Screech and Belding and got rid of everybody else. And
do you remember the original name of Saved by the Bell?
Wake Up, Miss Bliss, or Good Morning, Miss Bliss?
Good Morning, Miss Bliss. Yes.
Good Morning, Miss Bliss. Yeah, and it was about Miss Bliss was the main character in it, and they changed it up. I actually watched the really bad Lifetime not documentary, like the story of Saved by the Bell, but it's from Dustin Diamond's perspective, and every single one of them said this is wildly inaccurate.
Trying to find other things that we know that are on Freevee right now. It is all true crime.
Freevee has a
Unsolved
lot of live
mysteries.
channels, though. It does. There's a boatload of I think you can actually watch like Comedy Central on Freevee, if I'm not mistaken.
There's Columbo. There's a Columbo channel.
Nice.
So much true crime though.
Oh, one of the best characters on Charles in Charge is Stanley Willard, played by Ben Stein.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know Ben Stein, you'll better know him from
When Ben Stein's Money
Bueller.
or Bueller. Yeah.
Bueller. Yeah. Bueller. One of the great cameos. I'm like just looking up the whole like cast, trying to find like cameos, because they had a lot of actors
From the time frame.
Yeah, Christina Applegate was just one of the kids, like one of the kids' friends. Meg Ryan had some was one of Charles's like potentially going to do like Charles's thing. One of the best episodes has Meg Ryan in it before she was Meg Ryan. Well, she was still Meg Ryan, but before she was the Meg Ryan that we knew.
There's a Dance Moms channel. Shout out Jack Mayer.
Matthew Perry is in a great episode. R.I.P.
Cheers. I was going to say cheers, Matthew.
Yeah.
Perry.
Oh. No, Freevee's got some stuff going. Okay.
Anytime you go to any of those, like the Freevee, the Tubi, the Roku channel, like anything that's got like the free offerings, it's like you can find gems in there, but you have to just like go through, filter through so much to find it.
Yeah, I mean, there's Fast 9. You can watch Fast 9 on Freevee.
I think that because Freebie's owned by Amazon, so Amazon does that on purpose. They put some new-ish stuff on there to be like, hey, Freebie has this, and also 30 years of things you forgot about,
Mhm.
Probably more than that, honestly, because with the TV catalog, they probably go back way, 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 way back, consuming.
Yeah, there was a whole element of trash TV I forgot about scrolling through there. There's like the Playboy Bunny reality show that I forgot was a thing, and Dog the Bounty Hunter and stuff. That was
Dog the Bounty Hunter. Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I almost got plugged in there. You might not have seen me out the other side for a minute.
It's interesting with those two, because like I remember this is actually a true story. I don't think I've ever told this on air. I know you guys know this. We have a Roku stick for one of our TVs, and I got home from work one day and I just opened it up and it said featured, and it's Johnny LaQuasto's special, which was not announced or anything. And I literally I took a picture of it and I was like, yo, I'm watching your new special, and I get a response from him. He's like, that's not supposed to drop till next week. And he's like, and I'm like, he found out for me that Roku dropped it with no advertising whatsoever.
Oh man!
Oh wow!
Like, he wasn't even aware that he was supposed to, like, because he was gonna make a big social media blitz for it, and literally it just popped up on my screen as like the feature of the day. And I was like, Johnny, you got a new special? He's like, what the hell? It wasn't supposed to drop yet.
That's awesome.
Good dude, Johnny Costo. He's, man, that dude is traveling like crazy. I don't know if either of you follow him much on socials. He's not still with all the stuff he's doing. He is not still for, like, in terms of location, for more than a few days at any given time. Good for him. He's getting a lot of work, which is awesome for him. But wow, that man works hard.
Well, is he still doing stuff with like wrestling or like MMA?
UFC more so, I think. He still does some with wrestling, but it looks like what I've seen of him lately, it's been UFC, and he's still doing his stand-up stuff. I don't know if he's still doing his podcast or not, because I actually am no longer on Facebook, so that's where I saw that kind of information. But when it comes to the UFC stuff, though, he seems to be getting a fair amount of work with that.
Yeah. Man, that's fight promotion, stuff like that. That's just nonstop travel. So,
and the thing with those, like, especially the wrestling to an extent, but the UFC is there's just the stuff that's not actually UFC, just the MMA stuff. There's so many different promotions that the opportunities for a broadcaster has to be pretty exponential when they're trying to do like pay-per-view streams and stuff like that. They need someone to call the matches, and yeah, he's got to have a pretty high demand, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting to think of like all the people that we discovered through our little community and stuff like that, where some of them have gone in such wildly different directions. Like, look at Andrew Guy right now. Andrew Guy's on the tennis channel, and he's also doing the Clash Royale. Like, this is the guy who, was the jackass of Team Action.
He's in somebody's new short film.
Oh, really?
I think it's Dennis Sang.
Okay, yeah.
The short.
And it's funny, like we used to all watch Andrew Guy all the time, and now he just doesn't have time to do reviews and content like that anymore, which is good for him. Like, fantastic for him. Look at Ben. Like, you look at him. He's traveling the world doing Magic conventions. Plus, he's still trying to do his music career. We don't see Ben doing any movie reviews anymore, And that's one of the things that brought us all together, But they're went in such wildly different directions. But I'm sure you get everybody in the same room together, and it would just be a giant, love fest.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right.
Oh man. But we haven't had to deal with Shimoda and drama for a good 4 years.
Just thinking back about that, like, that's a funny thing to think about. Like, this was literally a trivia show on the internet using like WWE type style promos. And there was so much drama behind it.
Well, I mean, from like the moment I knew it was over was the moment that like it was opened up to fans to compete. I was like, nope. You've taken your loyal, like it's like taking your loyal customers and like hiring them.
Right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
now like the diehard fans are now like part of the business. And it's like, no, that's not gonna work.
And the thing with that was it saved it for a minute. It allowed them, because they were able, especially during 2020 and 2021, that they had people that they didn't have to have being local who, had free time. They were able to make content with them. But then once it got past that point, it was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like if it had been like, okay, we're going to do a fan tournament. Because obviously, like Chance and Paul were like the initial, Paul Oyama were like the initial like fan guys that came in. But that was okay because it was like one and then another one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, and then another one. It wasn't like, all right, now
it was mass.
There's a new draft with like, you can draft 30 fans and you can draft Jacob Whitnaven fourth if you want. Like
fourth.
Same round as Roca.
Same
draft capital.
Same round as John Roca. Like
they're
what?
basically the same person if you think about it.
They actually are very similar. I've always thought of them.
They called Jacob Whitnaven the Juice on air after he got drafted. They thought they were taking you.
I didn't think he was gonna actually get drafted that high. I wanted him to get drafted like 8th or 9th.
Like towards the end.
But I pushed for him so hard that they were like, oh, he might be something pretty good. I'm like, no. I just wanted him drafted. I didn't want him drafted high. Just take him on your team. Don't like
the dossier. Because remember how there was a dossier?
Oh yeah.
Drink.
Oh man. The old Gucci verse days.
I think I've got
that was up
right here.
Oh yeah, nice.
We still never got our Josh McCouga show mugs.
Yeah.
But I also was supposed to send out my Pizza USA shirt as well to the little warrior, and I was like, he doesn't want that.
Yeah,
I'm not sending it out.
I wonder how many more of the coins Ben and Drew still have. I like they were a hot commodity for a minute, and then they couldn't get rid of them.
See, I thought that they had run out at one point, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a dozen of them somewhere that one of them just completely lost track of.
Oh well, I can confirm this. When Ben did his music tour, he had them in Orlando for sale.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
those...
he definitely had them with him if anybody wanted to buy them.
Wild, and they forgot to send David B one for.
Oh, that was one of the funniest bits in the general chat for a long time. Like David B was called coinless for the longest time because they forgot to send him one.
Oh, that's almost as good as how they forgot to put me in their Patreon credits for
who?
A year.
Well, the funny, one of the funnier things about that was, this is kind of pulling, we're just going to go full blown and pull the curtain back now. When we were in the Brooklyn show, I like technically the Patreon was always in my name and stuff like that. We were like, oh, why haven't you ever said Bethany's name? And Andrew guy's like, you're fucking right. Why have we never said Bethany? And Bethany's name wound up in every credit, even though she technically was just piggyback. It was not piggyback, but I was the one who was.
This was a shared thing.
Yeah, it was a shared thing, but they 100% just added her name right. No questions asked. Like Andrew guy's like, fuck yeah, we're putting Bethany on.
See, one of the things I love is that one of my podcasts I listen to these days, Gamefully Unemployed, who do like
Yeah.
Fox Mulder's a Maniac and all that stuff. Their patron credits, they let people put in whatever name they want.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
So, like for a while, mine was 3 Jacob Tremblays in a trench coat trying to sneak into an R-rated movie.
I like it. Jacob Whitney even trying to play in your geekdom.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, the thing, we all know that like it didn't end well, but man, for a few years there, what a ride!
It was a great ride.
I think we all had some fun. I haven't gone back and watched an old match in probably a year.
Since it, yeah.
It's been a hot minute since I pulled up anything from the archives. Like,
yeah.
I feel like the most rewatchable stuff is probably the free-for-alls, because like if you actually wanted to like just play trivia with somebody, like play along with it, that's probably the easiest thing to do. But
yeah. Well, it's kind of funny, like getting into that space. It kind of knocked me out of being as hardcore of a movie fan as I was in a lot of ways. So, I mean, leading up to COVID, granted, I wasn't as busy with work at that point, but like, I was consistently watching like a movie or two, on average, at least a movie a night, something like that. But like, maybe 2 every once in a while, watching like 3 movies a night. But kind of always with that, like, oh, maybe one day I'll compete in the Schmodown, kind of like mindset. And then once we all kind of got involved a little bit, it was like,
maybe I'm good.
maybe, yeah.
well,
Maybe I'm right.
The way that some people got, like, I think the first couple of seasons were so pure, like,
Oh my gosh.
where people weren't necessarily making it like a really, really competitive.
Yeah.
It was just like you knew what you knew, and then all of a sudden, like a couple seasons in, if you weren't like studying 25 hours a week, you were fucked.
Well, and there's like a line that's hard to find. Like when people first started studying, it was like, now it's getting kind of lame. But then when people started like, oh, we're like Ben studying Tyler Perry movies, like, oh, this is funny. This is highly entertaining.
Yeah.
Like people studying off the wall categories and saying,
Right.
Fuck you, I just got good at Star Trek.
My favorite though was the people who didn't study and then showed up and they knew something like super well, and then all of a sudden,
like an Ethan Irwin.
And the person who studied like forever is like, God damn it, I just put all this work in, and this guy just walked in and beat me.
And that was always great.
Yeah.
Tom. That's why going back, like the Tom Ryman matches are the most or some of the most rewatchable, because it's just like, I just fucking like movies, guys. Like, chill the hell out.
Yeah, Tom and Video Drew.
In the long run, like it's so weird looking back at that, because all of us, every single person on screen, and then everybody who's probably watching this at some point or another was heavily invested in it.
Oh yeah.
And it's such a funny thing to be, when you try to describe that to somebody who does not know what it was, like, well, how'd you all meet? Well, we watched a movie trivia show.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird.
Dude, it's so awkward.
It's so weird. It's like, okay, we had a love of this YouTube community, but we were involved in it, but we weren't involved in the Trinity or the Trivity. Holy cow. We weren't involved in the trivia, but we were involved in the behind the scenes, but not really just in the Zooms. We paid to hang out with people. Like
We were kind of like a minor holy trivia of fucking with people on the behind the scenes in ways that
yeah. Thanks to
a little bit.
thanks to COVID, we were able to infiltrate
This is
the showdown.
I'll reveal this now, like 100%. I was only technically like a paying general for like maybe like 4 or 5 months, and then when I tried to leave, PLD wouldn't kick me out.
Yeah. I think he was trying to subtly hint that at me one time for a while. It's like
Just
there'll be a
stop
couple
paying.
times like I can't really afford it and just like leave me in the chat and it's like, okay.
Because I literally
Can't
at one point
remember how long
after I
that
stopped
was.
paying, I took myself out. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And he put me back in.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And now there's still at least probably 10 to 15 DMs a day still in that group chat.
Most of them are me saying, "Fuck off, Jake Yakoveta."
Yeah.
We need to bring back the original, or well, I don't know if it's original, but the profile picture just PLD with like the microwave 80s red, like
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
whatever this stupid PLD
The Poly
Take
D
Two
hair.
38, whatever the frick this stupid thing is.
that's from when they played each other on Benny and Moose, and PLD wiped the floor with them.
Ah. Can I change it right now? Can I just change it to Charles?
Go.
Wait,
that-
hang on. Hang on. Can I? I probably can't. No, wait. Can I?
I
wait.
think you probably can. I bet you can.
Let's go.
You see it?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh man. Fantastic. You could not have done anything better than that. Oh.
Jeff's dad? Oh man.
Oh no.
This is my second choice.
No, oh, that would be good too.
Which one?
That one.
So
You see it? No.
it says in the group chat, Coconut Geek got the nickname for Jake Yakoveta. Jake the group photo.
Wait.
See, here's the thing though. If you took that, like so many people have muted this group chat but haven't left it. If you change the photo to Epstein, like it would probably just clear itself out.
All right. Let's experiment right now. If we change,
Who all has seen it so far? So far, only people that I think are in our chat.
So far, just usual suspects.
yeah, usual suspects. Exactly. So Sam Levine, Rachel, check it with Nathan.
No, what do you?
Do it.
I just want to see how long we can have it with Jeff.
Oh, with Jeff Alterman, I mean, probably years without people noticing. Really,
No, nobody will know the difference on that one.
Epstein.
That's good enough for me. I don't
No.
need to go down that road. But if just having Jeff,
We're down to that plane, that island.
just having
Done
Jeff
nothing
there
with-
is good enough for me.
You can really taste the apples.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
I like that. jabroni.